What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we've got a Chicago Bulls and OKC game reaction in which the Chicago Bulls in their home opener comes up and stinks up the joints, leaving Bulls fans in complete silence for most of the game, or at least that's how I perceived it, wondering whether or not we could have played just a little bit better to try and get these fans entertained for their home game. Now look, you don't get many home openers in the NBA. We literally played 2 games away before we got to see the Chicago Bulls fans at home. And I can almost bet my top dollar that every single Bulls player in that locker room will not be too happy knowing that they stuck up the joints in front of their home fans in the first game of the season. And that can normally really bring the confidence down for the rest of the season. Let's hope it doesn't get to that point, but what went wrong in this game against the OKC Thunder? Well, obviously besides the fact that they're a quality team, let's discuss the other things in this video. But before we get any further, if you liked the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and whether or not you believe there is a recovery from this type of game. It's one game at a time type of situation. I'm sure these players are aware of that. How will they respond in their next game? That's what I'm looking forward to now. But of course, being a Bulls channel, I feel kind of obligated to make a game reaction to this, even if I'm not necessarily too keen on doing it. We lost the game 114-95, and before I get into anything, I just want to really say how much I was glad to see Alex Caruso in I guess back at the United Center. I almost said in an OKC Thunder jersey, but again, I guess it is what it is from that standpoint. But I have seen so many people as well react to this in such a weird way, almost basically saying we should have never got rid of Alex Caruso. Look, there is history when it comes to Bulls fans and wanting to trade Alex Caruso. So I do not want to hear anybody that has previously said that they want to trade Alex Caruso to now all of a sudden say we should have never got rid of Alex Caruso. We've made our bed there. A lot of Bulls fans wanted Alex Caruso gone so we could try to move on and build something different. Now we have to lie in that bed. Just because Alex Caruso is in a better environment now, in a better position to win, we don't have the right to say, oh no, we should have never got rid of him now. I just want to make that very, very clear because too many people were saying it, and I bet most of those people wanted him traded, and I guess now is regretting it now that he actually did get traded. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the first thing I wanted to say. But regardless, it is nice to see Alex Caruso back in Chicago. And I guess we will see him one more time in Oklahoma City. Let's see how that game will fare. Now let's turn to what went wrong for the Chicago Bulls. Now, OKC are a formidable side, a fantastic team, one of the youngest teams in the NBA as well, and they just get things done in so many ways. And you, as a Bulls team, need to learn something from that OKC Thunder game. I think as a young team in general, you need to learn from every single facet. You need to learn something from each and every single game. It's the only way you're going to get better. You can't get better as a team without learning something. And what I want to take away from that game is that OKC beat us in multiple ways. It wasn't just the three-point shooting. It wasn't just Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It wasn't just, I guess, a one-sided beatdown. There was multiple layers to how OKC destroyed us. From the three-point shooting, yes, of course. When you have a team around Shai that could shoot the three, it is a dangerous weapon. Of course, Shai himself is a dangerous weapon. The fact that Shai Holmgren for most of that game was going coast to coast on us is a dangerous weapon. These are all dangerous weapons. The fact that their bench is still as good as it is a dangerous weapon. But all these weapons are how they beat us. It's the way that they did it. They did it in paint points. They did it in three-point shooting. They did it in mid-ranges. They did it with fouls. They did it with defense. It was just layered. For the Bulls, what we did wrong is that we stuck with the same thing when it wasn't working. The Bulls did not have a great three-point shooting night whatsoever. You know, I believe in this game, I think we broke the franchise record for attempts from 3. Now look, we are playing a brand new modern style of basketball, so it's going to take time to adjust, and sometimes you have games like this where you suck and you suck and you suck, but you stick with it because you think that's the right thing to do. Stacey King was talking about it numerous times, how it's time to switch something up in terms of the way that we were playing so we could get some momentum back in the team. And we just didn't do that enough. We just kept on spamming the threes. OKC were more than happy to give us open threes, and guys just stuck up the joint from there. And the Bulls, I think the next step for them is to find their different layers to beat teams. And I think we have enough in our repertoire to beat teams in multiple ways. Yes, the three-point shooting on some nights will work. It literally worked last night against the Bucks. Our three-point shooting was on point and it helped us win games. But we've got enough on the transition side of things that can help beat teams. We've got enough on the rebounding side, in my opinion, that can help beat teams. There is ways where we could beat teams in our own style. The Bulls need to find that, in my opinion. And I think that's what you need to learn from a team like OKC. Of course, if Shea, wasn't there, I still think OKC beat us. And it's just because of how they play. It's just the different ways that they were able to get what they wanted out there. It was honestly a great game from them. I really enjoyed watching the Thunder. But again, it just sucks that it happened against the Bulls, my team. And it was frustrating to know that we didn't really have an answer to it. And what also hurt is OKC are also known as a very good perimeter defensive team, yet we kind of play to their style in taking as many threes as we did. We didn't attack them where we needed to attack them. I think getting people in foul trouble, like a Chet Holmgren, or maybe even a Shea, I think that's what we should have tried to do, but we just didn't do that. We didn't enter the paint anywhere near as much as we should have, in my eyes. So a lot of improvements need to be made from that situation, but yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for the Bulls. Just sticking with something that didn't work and not having multiple layers to your game that can help beat another team, a quality team at that as well. So yeah, it's something that we're going to have to work on. It's going to be a long process, and no one in their right mind is going to enjoy getting smacked up in that type of fashion. Look, I understand we're going to be a team that's going to lose a lot of games. I understand that. I still think we're barely a play-in tournament team, if that. We may not even be a play-in tournament team, I get that. But the one thing I want to see is fun basketball, entertaining basketball, and competitive basketball. Win the game, lose the game, I want to be in the game. I don't want to go and look at a halftime scoreline or a third quarter scoreline and think, we may as well turn it off now, we're not going to win the game, we're not coming back, we're not coming close. No one wants to feel that type of way about their team, no matter what type of season they're having. So I hope for more competitive spirit in the next one as well, because I'm actually quite embarrassed that was our home opener. And it's something that it always grinds my gears, because it happened a couple of years ago, our first game at home, and we got destroyed. And I actually think I was a little bit more mad then than I was now, but I also had a couple of hours to kind of digest it, so I'm not gonna sit here and fake a reaction for you. But it's still rather frustrating to know that was our home opener. That was in front of our fans. We played better away from home. We were more competitive away from home than we were at home, and we got destroyed. And it almost felt like an OKC Thunder home game. That's what it felt like to me. So I expect much better than that. And especially at home, that's where good teams are made. It is at home. It is defending home court. If you can't do that, there is nothing left for you. Even potential-wise, if you can't defend home court or at least compete for home court better, it drags down the potential of the team, in my opinion. It's disgusting. And it needs to be improved from where it was. I'm not saying we should have beat the OKC Thunder. What I wanted is a more competitive game than what we got. So that's where my disappointment lies. In terms of the must improve and the player of the game, let's take a look at the stats real quick. So obviously, our whole bench, except for maybe Julian Phillips, had 9 points. Our whole bench was disappointing. So maybe I could give it to the entire bench. I think our entire bench could improve. But even Patrick Williams, 26 minutes and 3 points. I mean, that's a bit of a disaster in their own right. But everybody struggled. Kobe White struggled. Patrick Williams struggled. Ayo struggled. Lonzo struggled. I mean, Ayo Dosunmu, in my opinion, is in contention for the must improve of the entire week. He's just had a really, really bad week overall coming off the bench. But still, 6 assists and 5 rebounds. Trying to find a way to make an impact when the scoring is not going his way. I would say the entire bench needs a big improvement in my eyes. And the player of the game for me, look, he's the best of the bad bunch, I guess you could say. I'm going to give it to Zach LaVine because he almost got a double-double in a situation where it was just looking really, really bleak. I guess, again, I think for most of that game, he was very disappointing. The first half, I think all of his points came from the free throw line. So it wasn't like he had an amazing game, but I think he was the best out of a bad bunch of guys. And that's where we're going to leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. So we're 1-2. It's not all doom and gloom. It's just a bad way to lose. And that's why I'm upset. That's why I'm upset as I am. What do you guys think? I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.